We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Hello. How's everybody doing out there? We got some peasant chat going on a Sunday. Yesterday, I was in Bradenton, Florida, doing the Cooper Spaghetti podcast. We stayed there talking for 3 whole hours. So I don't know if he's going to upload all 3 hours, but it would be interesting if he did upload all 3 hours, because the good thing that we did was we didn't really talk much before the podcast. We just sat down and started shooting the shit, and it just went on for 3 hours. So it was a good time. Hopefully you guys enjoy that when he does upload the podcast. We talked a little bit of everything, so it's going to be a good time. But today what we're going to do is talk a little bit of Raptor stuff. So the late model restoration got a Raptor, and they quickly put it on their dyno. And it made pretty much the same exact power as the TRX, except it was down 37 pound-feet of torque at the rear wheel. And look, if you are still considering a Raptor R, you must have your head in the sand. Okay, what kind of market is that anyway? The big, dumb, got no dick truck. Got it. All good. So if you want a big, dumb, got no dick truck, so do you want the big, dumb, got no dick truck that makes more torque and is tunable right now? Or will you just become a loyalist and stick with Ford stuff regardless? Look, we all saw the test out there. The TRX is beating the Raptor. The TRX is tunable now. So if you're going to spend $100,000 on a truck, first of all, can you even get it? If you right now try to order a Raptor R, can you get it? And how much of a markup are you going to suffer to try to get it? Whereas the TRX, I think Dodge is going to do something funny based on a message I received from a follower. He was on Instagram, and this guy seems to have money. This dude seems to have some money. So let me see the message that he sent me. He said, because he was talking about allocations and stuff. Here we go. He says, Alex, I had a chance to get a Raptor R at $25,000 over MSRP. I said, fuck that, and I went with a TRX. Furthermore, I was able to order a TRX at under $11,000 under MSRP. Ford dealers are shit, and Dodge is filling all customer orders for TRXs and will likely build 25,000 of them this year. You are correct. Ford is not what we thought they were. He said, I can't stand the way Ford is allocating their vehicles. You can order high trim Broncos now, and there's still people that had that day one reservation without their Bronco, meaning people that allocated their Bronco on day one have still not received some of their Bronco orders. Mopar is making money off of the TRX, so they're saying, okay, we'll fill only sold orders, customer orders, and fill those orders for 2023 model year, and it doesn't matter which dealership submits the order, they all get filled. Smart way to make vehicles based off that shit. I probably won't buy another Ford. Gentleman's name is Sean McCardle. So I kind of understood where he was coming from based on I don't want to be right on this stuff. I really want to make sure that, I was hoping Ford would get their head out of their ass, but in my opinion, they're not going to do that. But before we get into the talking shit with the peasants, poor people that have no money, and run VMSs, we're going to say hi to the sponsors. That's right, PMAS. Nick James paid his bill. He's going to do a giveaway Tuesday. We're going to do a giveaway. We're going to give away maybe DNA High Performance, maybe PMAS, and then cookies and coffee as always. PMAS, Nick James. 2 Auto Solutions. Hopefully I get my headers from the Corvette ASAP so I can get you guys content. Parts Farm, thepartsfarm.com. Parts Farm's out there selling Boss 302 crank a pallets, badass shit. Don't make cookies, pretty lady with the cookies, making the coffee and the cookies this morning. Nice to have you guys on. Calimer Transmission, calimertransmission.com. Got the T56 done. I just gotta pay the bill and I can get that sucker shipped here. The next thing is gonna be the clutch. I really have to make a decision on the GT500 clutch. Am I going to spend $3,500 on a Mantic triple? And if I am, why not just spend another $1,500 for a Black Magic? But the problem is going to be, gosh, the dial-in procedure. It's going to take me all summer to dial everything in, and by that time I might need a new clutch anyway. So we'll see what I end up going with. I'm far away from that. The motor's not back. It's not going to be back for months. So I have to figure all that out before I get the car on the track. Let's say hi to the people here. As always, the Peasant, the Poors. This is a subscriber-only chat, so unless you're a subscriber, your shit's not showing up. Monty 540, Coyote Fury, TJ Sikorsky, Large Maki Auto, JD Swag. Today, I found out Lund is Indian for dick. Like, who knew that? Morning, Alex. I can finally find a chat. I'm too broke for a subscription. John Valdez 2414 or 414. Brandon M says good morning. Angel Puerto Rico. Tango. I'm home solo. Fresh Pasteles. TD Carter. Fresh Pastelazo. Garage Bill Coyote having his pot of coffee. Large Macchiato again. 2000 MCR. Walter Hoffman. Wesley Stewart. Nick G. Isaac Castro. Nat Jew. Ali Al-Husane. Yeah! Oh, fuck. It's too early. Hey, everyone, says 90 GT, Clean 93 GT, Ben Gallane, and Santana. More pubes, more boost. OEM spec, Great Escape. Admiral Peck! Admiral Peck in the house. I mean, one of the saddest gentlemen I've had on this chat here. Like the more you hear about him, the more you just want to, like, I don't know, hug him. It's weird. Dario Chase, Garage Built Again, Saturday Crusher, bringing wood screws in the house with his, his SS. Ryan Rodriguez, Silver Surfer SS. Dre Day, Head, hit the like button, says Dre Day. Daniel Mahano. Mike H. Alice, can you make this chat a little later in the day? Some of us don't have to be up at 5 a.m. to go do manual labor. No. This is man shit. Matt Oliver, Swap, JD Swag again. He goes, the podcast is going to be on Cooper's channel? Yes. So Cooper, Spaghetti, it's going to be on Cooper's channel, and then it's going to be on his Spotify, his everything. So this is 100% his deal. And the reason I did that is so that I can, normally there are people I'm sure on his podcast that have never listened to my show. And look, I was listening back to my podcast. By the way, my shit's on Alexa now. If you have an Alexa app or whatever, you just say, I want to listen to Alex Flores' podcast. Boom, pops up. I'm trying everything on my end to get the word out. And today, after the show, I'm going to upload 10 more previous episodes along with this one to make sure that I keep populating that until I'm caught up, which is probably going to be annoying for the next couple of months or so, but eventually we're going to get caught up and do 3 episodes, new episodes a week once I'm 100% caught up on the podcast stuff. Why? Then I'll have a backup. Because if YouTube, for whatever reason, says, bye, fuck you, I still have the Spotify, Podbean, and Apple Music stuff to be able to have the podcast go. Cheaper test clutch first. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I have the opportunity to get an RXT, but the car's going to make $1,200 plus. So do I chance it with a RXT or a McLeod 1200? The problem is then, if I get a 1200, am I going to smoke it? I don't think so. I think I need to dial everything in on the dyno. I need to make sure, because you don't want to do watt stuff with a Black Magic clutch on a dyno. So maybe you're right. Maybe get a diaphragm clutch in there that's a sacrificial lamb like a Spec ST. Put it in there, make the power, and then get it out of there and get a Black Magic. But Jesus, that's big money. Put in GT500 back to, what the fuck did he say? Streetcar? Yes and no. It's going to have kind of a silly transmission. Good morning, members and 40-hour workers. Yes, the peasants are 40-hour workers. If you don't hit the like button, you're a skin flute soloist. I'm about to lay the pipe this morning. Can I get the Lund tune? Nice. Melissa says good morning. Alex Sosa, Tony Whetstone. So, LMR had a Raptor on a dyno. Let's read this article together because half of you don't know how to read. It says 2023 Raptor F-150 R dyno runs, big drivetrain losses. This is from Motor1.com. I want to give them plenty of, rep. The 23 F-150 Raptor is the most powerful production Raptor branded model in history with its monstrous 5.2-liter supercharged V8 under the hood, blah, 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 blah. The late model restoration channel on YouTube took delivery of a brand new Raptor R, decided to test it on dyno right away. The team did a series of runs, and the first one was completely stock form. Before we get to the results, let's see the factory numbers. I don't care about the factory numbers. So, back to the dyno. For the first run, everything is completely stock, and the results show a peak output of 580 wheel and 533 pound-feet. 580 wheel, 533 pound-feet. Remember, guys, this thing has a 10R80 thing, I think. I forget. I don't care. I literally, the cares and fucks are negative with this thing. And big, massive wheels that compensate for your lack of girth on your duh. And they ran it, I think, in 5th gear because it would hit a speed limiter and a whole bunch of other stuff. If we do the math and take Ford's engine output at the crank an accurate figure, this means the drivetrain losses in the Raptor R are around 20%. This isn't surprising, though, given the heavy duty. Oh, shit. Do we have heavy duty here? Oh, shit. Where's the heavy duty? God dang it. I need heavy duty. Heavy duty. Oh, my God. Bro, if I don't have heavy duty, I'm going to lose my mind. I can't believe I don't have heavy duty. Jelly beans. My man screaming. Alpaca. We suck. Diarrhea. Son of baby milk. Not that guy. Oh, bro, I don't have heavy duty. I think I got rid of heavy duty. That's sad. So anyway, this article is literally the exact same article they had on the Ram TRX back in 2021. That's right. Back in 2021, Motor1.com had a dyno article, and it says, after the dyno test, Hennessy got 583 horsepower and 570 pound-feet of torque, which means it is up 37 pound-feet of torque over the Raptor R. And that was 2 years ago. The results present around a 17% drivetrain loss, which is quite understandable on a truck to recall. Hennessy also tested the Ford Raptor on the dyno, which yielded 20%. So, the Raptor R has bigger drivetrain losses than the TRX. The Raptor R is slower than the TRX. The Raptor R, by all metrics, is less of a performer than the TRX. So why on earth, if you're in the market for a dick compensating truck, would you ever think of buying the Raptor R? I don't understand anyone unless you are a loyalist. And that's okay. If you're a loyalist, no problem.
Take that, Elon Musk.
But don't you dare try to make it make sense in your head that it's a better truck. It's not. It's just not. If it's not tunable right now, and it gets beat by a 2-year-old TRX in that market, and it's cheaper, why in the hell would you buy it? Well, some people will, because some people have their head in the sand so hard. And we talked about that yesterday, how about people that have their head in the sand, but their whole body is exposed. Out of sight, out of mind. And if you're a Ford guy right now, and you think that what you're buying is better than the TRX, I got news for you. In no way of measuring it is it a better vehicle. Like at all. So we'll talk about that, take your peasant questions and stuff like that. But I thought it was an interesting thing to talk about. When I saw it come through, I went, man, Ford is just taking L after L after L after L. And a lot of people have kind of like turned around on me, and because they thought I was a Ford loyalist. When I've made fun of Ford stuff since the get-go. But now I am officially off of the Ford bandwagon, and I'm telling people why, and you could see that they're mad at me, but they can't hit me with any logic. Because if you have a truck that costs the same or less and performs better and has less drivetrain losses, my goodness, how can you argue against it? What's the weight difference? Who cares? The TRX beats it. The TRX beats it in the quarter mile and in the dirt. The Raptor R is faster when the TRX has the Raptor R is faster when the TRX has 37-inch tires. What the fuck? Watch TFL's news video. The Raptor R is faster when the TRX has 37-inch tire like the R. Oh, okay. So now we're going to start making stipulations. Stock for stock, it gets beat. Hey, why don't you put a 10R80 in the Raptor? Why don't you put a 10? See, this is my best. This is the best. Deuce 2112 makes my argument great. Put 37-inch tires on the TRX. The Raptor beats it. Okay, put a 10R80 in the TRX. Put a 10R80 in the TRX. Oh, that's a stupid argument? Exactly. Stock for stock. How they come out of the showroom floor. Now you have re-geared the truck. You have re-geared the truck essentially by putting taller tires on it. And that's your metric? That's how, well, it's better. You know what? Imagine going to the meet and you're like, hey, you want to race your TRX versus my Raptor R? Yeah, let's do it. Wait a minute. You got to put 37-inch tires on your shit. But wait, no. I'm not going to race you stock for stock. I'm going to make it a fair race. I want you to have the same tires I have. Could you imagine you have a big tire car and you go somewhere to race somebody and you say, hey, let's race. And the 28-10-5 guy goes, I'll race you on small tires. The way I built my car was around this setup. And now you want me to change the configuration to make it fair. Race them with bags of concrete in the bed for a true test. Must be Sunday morning after eating Mickey D's. Peasant chats are great because you get dumb motherfuckers that actually can chime in. And of course, right off the rip, we have a guy saying, hey, if you put the same tires on both vehicles, the Raptor R is faster. Watch TFL's channel. Shut the fuck up, stupid. The peasants never surprise with excuses, says Channel 62. But race... Nitrous and Bias says, Alex, what's the best tire for drag racing? Big, dumb 4x4 trucks. I'm telling you, the peasants are actually... I'm surprised the peasants got up that fast. Alex, TRX starts at 85,000 versus the Raptor R at 109,000. Ford has lost their damn mind. Watch the street speed video on Raptor broke the tie rod first outing and the TRX beat the shot out of this, still going strong. Wasn't making excuses. I could care less about the trucks. And in true peasant form, does not know English. I could care less about the truck. So you have the ability to care less. Because if you could not care less, if you couldn't care less, that means your caring level is bottomed out. But if you could care less, that means you care a little bit. Peasants don't know English. Oh my God. Oh my God. He could care less. Thank you, Chase. I am blown away by people that don't know how to make sentences, how to make proper sentences, how to speak the English language. I could care less. And then you would say, what do you mean? Did you mean couldn't care less? Man, you know what I meant. So why even try to say the same? Why even try to talk properly? Just say whatever the fuck you want and let people kind of like make up whatever. Let them correct you. And then you'll say, well, that's what I meant. I'm sorry, I'm not an English teacher. I'm sorry. I don't know what the fuck you're saying. You're saying the absolute opposite of what you're intending to say. My goodness. I'd rather have a TRX anyway. Look way better. I agree. Bilavesh lost faith in Ford back in 2019. No more fun cars and plenty of subpar parts in bin special models and SUVs with eco-poop motors. So I'm in the market for an SUV. I will be selling the truck today to Joe Goodenough from VMP. He bought the truck and he sold his truck. So the next thing is figure out if I want to replace it or just cash the money and just sit on it for a little bit and see what the deal is. To be honest with you guys, I think what's going to end up happening is probably me just sit on the cash and see if I could just, start saving up for a house. I mean, I got some money saved up, but the GT500 kind of took care of that real fast. But I got to get into a house situation because the market is dipping hard. And if I can put myself in a good position, so I don't think I'll be replacing the truck with anything. It's a payment that's gone. It's off of my credit report. It's nice. And I got a little cash in my pocket. I honestly literally lost $20,000 on that truck. Like, if you put what the reason I bought it for and why and the payments and the money down, I lost money on that truck big time. People want to argue but can't even use basic English. I thought this was a political channel. Leverage, he doesn't trash them. He just accurately critiques the current competition field. Thanks for the help with the false knock on the other day. I saw my PMAS heat shield touching the motor, bent it away, no more knock. Mad Motorhead says, Alex, I went from my 18A10 Odin car to a Mercedes GLA 45 AMG with DCT all-wheel drive. I feel I may have lost only on the big horsepower. The car is way more fun day to day. Good for you. Could care less is one of my biggest pet peeves. Thank you for the heavy duty clip, but I can't do anything right now. I can't do anything live. I like to put it on the soundboard. B. Levesh says, work at Ford and the management is out to lunch. Using the cheapest vendors, parts equals lots of fails and recalls. Don't get me started on the woke culture at Ford. Imagine you worked at Ford when they were making Cobras, right? Let's say you were a guy that really loved going to work at Ford. Maybe you built engines. Maybe you were in the assembly line. Maybe you were in the, certain departments. Maybe you were in marketing. And you were there since 2000. And it's now 2023. And what have you seen? You saw the rise of the powerful modular motor. The motors that turned the tide against Chevy, GM, and other competitors. The Cobra, forget everything else. The '07 to the '07 Shelby GT500, all the way up to 2014. The Coyote. So you saw Cobra, '03, '04. You saw '07 to '14 GT500. You saw 2020 GT500. You saw the GTs, and then their variants put a blower on it, this and this and that, and then it is 2021, 2022 or so, and you start seeing the rainbow flag, and you start hearing Built Ford Proud, and you start seeing special versions of vehicles with rainbow shit all over them, and you're like, nothing against that, but what happened? Like, what the hell happened? And that's what happens when, let's be honest, they're tied to government. UAW runs that shit. Ford says, hey, hit me harder, daddy. When the government says, do this, do that, no problem. Same thing with GM. Like, does anybody work? Yeah, irregardless, I couldn't care less. Does anybody work at GM here? And does anyone know if they've gone full woke also? I don't know. I'm shocked Joe still worked there. Honestly, be honest with you, me too. That's a cool guy from VMP bought it. Yeah, so what he's going to do, he's going to twin turbo it. Because there's no reason to put an Odin on it. We all know what Odins do. There's no reason to put a Whipple on it. He's like, I want a twin turbo bottom mount deal. Sold his truck that had a VMP 2650 rear wheel drive. He wants to get into a 10R80 four wheel drive truck. Turbo the sucker. Bada bing, bada boom. He's going to have a lot of fun. He's a very skilled tech also, along with being a very talented tuner. So I have no doubt within a year this thing will have turbos in it. Be a degenerate and buy a G-Wagon. Now, not a Mexican, but rewatched a lot of the truck content. Sucks ESS couldn't get the kit made. No. I don't want ESS to get flack. I am impatient. If you contact me, anyone in the future, if you contact me on a current vehicle that I have and you want me to run your stuff, it should be ready, right? Because I'm excited. Oh, great, let's go. And then, if some time passes, you could just tell that the motivation goes to zero. It just goes away. So same, and that's what happened with me and the truck. Like, I bought it, was patient, waited for the turbo stuff. The turbo stuff didn't happen. ESS contacted me, says we're working on a truck kit. Before that, I had contacted someone else about Vortec doing a truck kit. Didn't hear shit. So I'm like, yeah, if the R&D takes that long, then, and it's just not something I want to get into. And then I started seeing the truck stuff slowly go away. Then I started thinking to myself, am I going to have a 900 horsepower truck that tows my car to the track? Fuck no. It didn't make any sense anymore. Then finally, ESS reached out, gave me final versions of what they had going on. And I just said, you know what? I don't think the care level is there, and I don't think I'd be a good person to represent your brand on this platform. So I'm gonna go and move on, and I'll keep it on the car. The car I drove my white Mustang 3 hours to Bradenton yesterday, 24 miles a gallon on Beeline and Route 70. By the way, Bradenton is just becoming ridiculously. If you think South Florida is densely populated, you have no idea. Get into Bradenton around Route 70 in the middle of a soccer camp. And what they're doing, it's just becoming like a big virus that's taken over that whole area. I just want to say thanks to you and Nardi for helping that Shelby, and my dealer got new plugs. We'll get Gap Monday and sent you another lug. Thank you, Eric Vega. We'll email you a pick of it Monday. Ian Oz, yes, I'm new here. My fault for being so ignorant. Retiring 2020 as a Ford engineer would have been a career of glory. Ford has been neutered. Alex hunting peasants. Tuning in late from work. I'll catch replay. Hit the damn like button and help homie save some money. Look, If I hadn't spent all the money that I made on the channel, I would have been in a really nice pad. But you saw how crazy the housing market was. It didn't make sense to buy a shack for $500,000. Now it is dipped so hard. And if you go on Zillow, Realtor, and all those other, and Coldwell Banker, a real estate site, they're dropping so fast, but it's still like 200% up from a year and a half ago. So I'm going to wait till that sucker bottoms out like I do on your mom, and then we can just go ahead and get in there with a big chunk down and be happy as hell. So that's the plan going forward. Okay, we got making sure that I don't have any missing messages, because people like to message me right in the middle of me working. Could or couldn't care, kind of level, right? My stepdad worked for Ford plant for 10 years, was the biggest supporter and kickstarted my obsession as a kid. He can't stand Ford these days and owns GMs only, and here I am licking windows. Again, by the way, I love the fact that my show is now up on podcasts everywhere. I find myself listening back to the show and people hit me up and go, oh my God, timestamp 110 on this episode, you got to clip it. And I forget that even happened. And then when I look at it, I go, okay, that's what I've been doing. You see me on Instagram clipping stuff about peasant wheel owners, and it does well. It gets shared all over the place. I have a bunch of other clips I want to share on the shorts end of things. And the podcast has been good. I'm not going to make a bunch of money from podcasts. Like the amount of money the amount of streams you have to get going so you can make money on a podcast, you need like 300,000 streams to make like $1,000. It's ridiculous. I don't think I'll ever buy a Ford vehicle again. They've raised their prices and have many issues with them. I will never buy a new Ford vehicle. Never. You will not catch me dead. The more I look at cars that I need, the more I need a big V8 SUV. A lot of you have told me that the V8 Yukon, Tahoe, 18 and up have valve train issues. And I'm just like, well, what the hell? I'm not going to buy an Escalade V, because the LT4 is stout, but I can't believe like the vehicles I want have just a bunch of issues. Just had two 2022 TRXs traded in with less than 40 miles on them. They went to Ford to get Raptors. Oh my God, how stupid are they? Just wait. Yeah, no. Estoy gringo. I am not going to buy any houses unless I've seen the market dip and then slowly start to come up. That's when you try to grab a house. Houses are dropping, just haven't dropped far enough. I agree. I remember doing Zillow live here and on TDC. Alex, may you tell us Cooper's channel's name so we can watch the interview later? But again, it's not up now. But if you literally type in Cooper Baghetti, and I'll send a link so that you know, and it's he's got a podcast. Let me see. Yep, here you go. It's called Baghetti Studios. It's actually, I'll send you a link to the channel, and then boom. Here we go. Copy. It's at Baghetti Studios. Here it is on the chat. So if you guys, when it's up, I'll notify you guys. When it's up, I'll notify you guys because I did a little short with him to say, hey, to promote the show. But once he gives me a heads up that it's up, 3 hours. We talked about everything from AI to chickens to homesteading. It was car related, but it was more like a podcast should be, in my opinion. Just getting to know the people, because I don't know him. I don't know him from a hole in the wall. I don't even know his background. And once I got there, I said, is there anything you want me to avoid? Is there any subject matter you don't want me to talk about? He's like, nah, bro, we'll just sit down. And as long as we keep the swearing to a minimum, I said, got it. And was able to do that because I'm a professional. And we were able to talk. We talked for like we could have kept talking. But he was like, yeah, my battery's running out. Like we just like depleted batteries and everything. So everything worked out nicely. What's up, Alex? Super late for this peasant chat. So you don't think 10 millimeters bigger wouldn't help in any power gain? What's he talking about? What is he talking about? Keep the truck, Alex. You'll want one when you're a homeowner. Not that truck. I don't want a half-ton truck. Do you think I want a half-ton truck by the time I'm a homeowner? And do you think I want to like buy 2x4s at Home Depot? No. I will pay someone to do homework. I will not work on my house. No, thank you. Waiting later in the year will also help you on rates. Once the market starts getting flooded with houses going back to the bank, rates will try to get people to buy C606 or build my Gen 1 sleeve blower, etc. I would build your Gen 1. The C606 is a great car, NA. Heads cam, badass. But a sleeved Gen 1, make 1,000 plus? Bro, do that. That's easy. I've seen people do what I'm doing and they move. What is he talking about? Why is this motherfucker just spamming the fucking chat, dude? Oh my God, this guy spams the chat. People can tell me I can't put a throttle body on, but I key everyone else do throttle body manifold head. What is he talking about? Hey, if I have a Boss 302 and a cold air intake on my F-150, do I have to get a fuel system and stuff like that for a 90 millimeter throttle body? First of all, 90 millimeter throttle body is dumb. Don't get a 90 millimeter throttle body. It makes zero difference. Just keep the stock one. Stock one's like 85 millimeter. What are you going to get from 2.5 millimeters in circumference? And what throttle body comes stock in a Boss 302? That's your answer. That 4-minute video you posted on the house tour, how much was that house? It was about 2 years ago. $375,000. It sold for $450,000, and now they've dropped it again, and it's not that good. Gotcha. What do you drive if you don't mind me? Okay, I don't even know. Hit the @ thing. This motherfucker's spamming the chat. I'm about to dump his ass. Super hyped for the podcast with Cooper. He is smart, well-spoken guy. Yeah, you could tell that he is not stupid when it comes to the racing aspect. Like, he gets it. Like, he understands that I race, but I'm not psycho. And, I do it for a certain reason. He works with sponsors well. He's not a loyalist to Chevy stuff. He's not a loyalist to anything. If anything, he said he's an import guy. And I was like, oh, okay. So he's more of an import guy than an LS guy. He talks shit on LSs, which is funny. So, what are you going to do? So it's 80 millimeter. Okay. So we have seen 0 gains. This is not a Fox body. We have seen 0 gains from 80 millimeter to 90 millimeter. 0. Now, if you port the Boss 302 manifold, then maybe you'll see some gains with porting and a throttle body in conjunction with each other. But if you have a stock unported Boss, put the stock throttle body in it, and you'll be good to go. Hey, Alex, are 3-2-1 Coyote setups plug and play? Well, yeah, because the generation of vehicle dictates everything. If you have a Gen 1 vehicle, Coyote 11 to 14, and you buy a Gen 3 bottom end, Gen 2 heads, and Gen 1 timing components, it tunes just like a Gen 1. RGGT says, thanks, I have a Gen 1 GT350 sleeved short block currently at the machine shop. Thought the same. Thanks for all the info and laughs. You got it. We'll have to check out the podcast. I'm going to check it out just to see what his fans say. Because his fans, I don't know who they are. I don't know if they're a mix of Garrett's fans with others, because there seems to be like a mix up there. I don't think the vast majority of people that watch Garrett watch Cooper. I think there's like an eighth, and then you have others that he works with. And the podcast stuff I like. And again, I'm going to do more of that. And even if it's people, even if I've got to go into enemy territory and go on like LS stuff, there's another guy, the Just Effin' Send It podcast. It's going to be just straight phone call, and we're going to talk for time, for hours on the phone, I'm sure. So I have to allocate time. But yesterday was an 8-hour day. No, it was an 11-hour day. 6 hours, 3 hours there, 3 hours back, 9-hour day, 3-hour podcast. So that I worked a full day yesterday. Would love to have a Bama tune. Got it. What do you think about the LT4 engine? Everything I hear about the LT4 engine are good things. If I'm not mistaken, they're in the Escalade V, they're in the ZL1 and the ZR1 with a 2650 on the ZR1 variant, right? And everything else has a 2300. I could be wrong though. If I'm wrong, correct me. If they all have 2650s, I would be blown away. The timing system is the determining factor. Correct. So regardless of what you hear on the internet, regardless of anything, if you have Gen 1 timing components, that is what dictates everything. If you have a motor with Gen 2 timing setup on a Gen 1 car, it ain't going to work. If you buy a 2015 to 17 F-150 motor and think you're just going to plop it onto a Gen 1 Mustang, no, you're not. You're going to have intake cam phasing issues. So be mindful of that. Definitely don't need a Bama tune. I just have been getting a lot of different people in the game nobody in the game knows more than the Lunds and us. Whoever you think is in the game and is telling you stuff, I love you, Cypher, they don't know shit. We've done thousands of tests. Most people that'll tell you that a 90 millimeter throttle body will work are selling a 90 millimeter throttle body. I was going to do a test where it was going to be a stock manifold, stock intake car, and put an 85, a 90, and like a stock throttle body and see what the differences are. Problem is that video would have taken 70 years to make and 3 people would have watched it. And I would have had to have bought a bunch of spaces and stuff, and I was never able to get around to it. That's not to say that I won't get around to it, but god damn it, throttle bodies on their own do not make power, because if the intake is the same and the intake manifold behind it is the same, power will be minimal. The restriction is at the intake manifold. Think about it that way. When the airflow enters the vehicle, where is it going to find any kind of resistance? At the manifold, not at the cylinder head. Coyote cylinder heads flow like a motherfucker. So at the manifold. So if your Boss 302 manifold is bone stock and unported, and the stock Boss 302 manifold that came in Boss 302s had a stock 80 millimeter throttle body, do you think Ford would say, well, this is definitely a way smaller throttle body than this manifold needs? If they could have put a 90 in it, they would have put a 90 in it, but they didn't for a reason. Now, you're good, brother. I appreciate it. He's new. He's trying to learn, so let's welcome him nicely. He doesn't understand this is the Peasant chat, so my patience is 0. Would a ported Boss be significant enough difference over the stock Gen 3 manifold for centrifugal setup? I don't think so. And that's a good test to make on my car, but the problem is ragging a car out it's so conditional. So if you have a boosted car, then the tests become less reliable. Let's say I have E85, IATs of 100, stock 18 manifold. Bam, do the test. You almost have to do 3 pulls to average them out. Then you put a stock Boss manifold on it, 3 pulls. Then you put a ported Boss manifold on it, 3 pulls. My rods are not going to like those tests, and I am not willing to blow the car up potentially to test out manifolds. Like it's crazy to me. You're good, Cypher. You're just coming on a little bit too high power. That's all.
Check this out, fool. You're coming a little too high power.
But we like the fact that you're in here and you're chatting. It's all good, brother. Yeah, Coupe has a Gen 4 Mara with a 2J and a Glide. I think that's badass. Yes, it was literally next to me the whole time. And he was so honest about what it takes to race, how much money it takes to race, what kind of racing is desirable and what isn't. He's actually with it. Like, I think you guys would see that he is on par with our thought process on this chat. He 100% is like, he gets it. He 100% gets it. He's actually a good dude. Z06 has an LT4. ZL1 has an LT5. Interesting. 9 hours, so a short work day. Yeah, exactly. The Escalade, only the Escalade gets a 2650. So does the ZR1, doesn't it? See, there we go. Now we get people arguing about LS gayness. Alice, you recommend running the heat exchanger before the intercooler or after? Okay, that's a good question. So if you have an ice tank, that skews everything. So let's say you have a bone stock setup and you don't have an ice tank. Do you run the coolant through the motor, through the intercooler first, then the heat exchanger? Or through the heat exchanger first, then the intercooler? Well, it all depends on a bunch of variables. But let's just say you have an ice tank. I want the water coming from the ice tank to hit the intercooler first. And then the already heated up water run through the heat exchanger, let the air cool it down, and runs back into the tank. If you do the opposite, this is what happens. If you have 60-degree water going through the heat exchanger first, and the ambient temperature is 90, you are now pre-warming the cold water going into the intercooler. But then the other possibility, it's stock. You don't have an ice tank. You just have a Roush tank. In my opinion, it should probably run through the heat exchanger first because you are not pre-chilling the water. You know what I mean? Let's say let's say 85-degree day, and in the engine bay, it's 180 degrees. So you want to take that water in that pre-warmed tank that's under the engine bay, run it through the heat exchanger that's getting air from the outside, which is a lot cooler than under the engine, and then run it into the intercooler. So it all depends on what you have going on. If you have an ice tank and you have water that's way colder than ambient, you want it going through the intercooler first. If you have a tank in the engine bay that has water way warmer than ambient, you want to run it through the heat exchanger first. If you guys disagree, that's cool, but I think my logic is fucking sound on this one. I have an ice tank right to the intercooler, sir. Coop looks like he could be Justin Starkey's son. That's a Garrett joke. 01 is 2650, but not the LT4. Okay, gotcha. Boy, I guess I don't know my way around the LT stuff. So I barely know my way around LS stuff. Sorry if it's off topic, but somehow I headed a 351 that's supposedly knocking, but has a sat for quite some time. Pulled the intake manual, and once I pulled the valve covers, I found that all are the... Where's the rest of it? Rocker arms shake quite loosely. Never mess with solid roller, so do you think maybe it might be luck? I just have to adjust. Haven't been able to find another issue. Oil came out without flakes. You know what? That's a good one. It is interesting to see, if the knocking is solid, unadjusted rockers. So, yeah, look up some ways of adjusting it. Steve Morris has a good video on rocker adjustment. Look it up and see if the knocking goes away. That'd be awesome if you did. Look at this name. So interchiller is a no, uses AC to cool. So look, again, the interchiller is fine. I have no issue with the interchiller. I just think an ice tank is, in a racing application, is better. In a street application, sure, the interchiller is fine. Have you followed any more of the housing near Brandon Freedom Factory? Taylor's Ranch will have Racers Village. Guys, I don't care what it's going to have. That track will be gone or closed or complaints will be hardcore within 5 to 6 years. A Racers Village? What about the people that aren't in the Racers Village? Do you think they care? Look, they're going to do anything possible to shut up the people in the track situation. That days are numbered. Guys, take a drive. If you live in Tampa, if you live in Sarasota, if you live in Sebring, if you live anywhere in Orlando, do yourselves a nice favor. And if you're a fan of Garrett and all those guys, take a drive to Bradenton. Just drive. Run by the BMP and the Freedom Factory, and then drive into town. And you tell me how long that track has. Rocker arm shake quite a little. Already got that. I have a 4 kit on the way, and I got quoted from a mechanic. 1,600 to install. That's about normal for the install. I'm a bit nervous. If it takes him 16 hours to install, okay, let's say his shop rate is $100 an hour. That means it takes him 16 hours to install it. I mean, it could be true, but it seems a little high on my end. Bring your wood screws. LT4 is a 17 Z01 and Z06. LT4 2650 Escalade V. Again, when I say ZR1, I'm talking about the C7. So what is the C7? What are your thoughts on an Escalade EXT? Basically an Avalanche with a 6.2, put a blower on it, and tow the ZR1. Large macchiato. The problem is this. Because I am so serious about finding a big V8 SUV. Which ones can I get that aren't $80,000 and don't have valve issues? LT4 2650 Escalade V. Yeah, he's not answering my question. Speaking of last time I had my car tuned, they dyno. I was a lot like fuck my life. Are you planning to stay in the same area of the house of your first move by towards your social media full time? What? Are you planning to stay in the same area, or is the house by the first move doing YouTube? No, the house move is the first step of housing my vehicles in one place and having control of, let's just say, the build process. Because right now they're in two bays, but the cars are kind of spread out a little bit. So I want everything in one situation, and I want to be left alone. I hate people. I don't want to do anything. Do I want to do YouTube, social media stuff full time? Only if I have to. I love Lund Racing. Lund Racing has treated me extremely well. I am not looking to leave Lund Racing for social media unless I am making ridiculous money, and I'm almost forced to. But it's not there. It's not there yet at all. Right now, at the moment, I make more money on social media and YouTube than I do at Lund Racing. But that's not counting health insurance, investments, all that stuff. So I'm going to work at Lund Racing as long as I can. What I'm doing is preparing myself for the EPA bullshit. Because something tells me in about 2 to 3 years, shit, who knows? It could go 2 or 3 different ways, and it all depends on the administration. If another Democrat administration gets voted in, I almost can guarantee tuning will go away pretty quickly. I was impressed at the Brawler carb that had sight glasses on the bolts. Every carb should do that, plus it didn't flood your motor. That's what I'm most happy about. Thoughts on the new all-wheel drive Coyote they stuffed in the Jaguar F-Type? Don't care. 6.0 or 7.3 Excursion? No, that's stupid. I'm not buying something super old. I am not buying something super old, guys. I'm not buying something that has 190,000 miles on it, and they want $72,000 for it. It's 100 to 150 an hour. Depends if they have to drop the exhaust and axle. Sounds right to me. They don't have. Why do you have to drop the exhaust to remove the old lines? Power by the Hour has never removed the exhaust putting a fuel system in. Ever in history. Several tracks have closed in North Texas because of homes being built around the areas in the past years. Ian Oz, what do you think of All Motor Labs? Oh, this guy's just going all in. What do you think? Would you get into a Mopar, Alex? SRT Grand Cherokee would be nice. I don't like how they look. I do not like how they look. There's one here. A neighbor has one here. I don't like them at all. 6.0 Ford, stop it. 6.0 Ford, yeah, exactly. I'm not even thinking about it. 6.0 Ford. You want me to get into a 6.0 Excursion? Not Mac Brown, but the other guy said about a diesel Excursion. Never. Alex has that backfield in motion. What's he talking about? I hate all ZL1, LT1, LTE, LS3 stupid names, but can't keep up with them at all unless you really try. Right. LT5 and the ZR1 gets a few other upgrades too. Jaguar 5.0 is not a Coyote. 120 an hour at his shop. He does great work and is the only guy I trust to touch the car. Okay, then there you go. If you trust him, and I'm willing to pay $1,600 for someone to put the fuel system in my car because I don't want to do it. I don't have the time. But who do I trust to do it? That's the key. I trusted, there used to be a shop near Stewart, Tradition Motorsports. I would trust him to do it all day. I would trust Lujan Motorsports to do it all day. One, I don't know if they're in business anymore, and the other one's all the way down in Miami. So I don't know. Oh, stop it. Stop. Look, this is a channel where everyone gets roasted. I get roasted. Every single person on this chat that has a little emoji next to them has gotten roasted at one time or another. This is not the place to be sensitive. We go all in here. Thank you, Donnie DeVille. Damn, fuel lines aren't even close to the exhaust. Right, who has to drop the exhaust to put fuel lines in? I don't understand that. C701 has LT5 and 2650 blower. Thank you. Okay, the nice thing about Coyote, it's Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3. If you don't know anything about Coyotes, all you have to do is Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3. So Gen 1, 11 to 14. So what's the biggest difference between 11 to 14 and Gen 2, 15 to 17? Cams, cam position, beefier bottom end, and better heads on Gen 2. Gen 2 to me is still King Daddy because you don't have to fuck with DI stuff. So Gen 1, 11 to 14, probably about 700 wheel, you're done. Gen 2, you can make up to 1,000, not for a long time, but you can make 850 and live on that for a long time. No cam work, just boost and fuel. Gen 3, same thing. Boost and fuel, better heads, better cams, but DI is the problem. So you can't take a Gen 3 head and put it on a Gen 2. In my opinion, if you could do a Gen 3 DI delete and have the same cam journals and situations that would fit a Gen 2 or Gen 1, that head would be so desirable. But the DI ruins everything with the DI pump and the cams and this and this and that. It just kind of ruins everything. I got roasted, bro. I had to change my name. I wondered if Tradition was still around. Me too. The Excursion interior is not worth it unless you get one of the 6.7 Excursions. Please do not be sensitive in this chat or you will cry. Now, it's funny because I would say something normal and this guy toys this go. Oh, wow. He can't spell or type. He trusted someone to rebuild his car and received a flooded engine and a threat. Yes! Oh, my God. Gen 2 is fire. If you're a new listener to the chat or podcast and you're wondering which Mustang should I get into, Gen 2 King Daddy. Gen 2. Because you can do anything to it. The ride quality is superior over Gen 1. Gen 1 is basically a nice big heavy Fox body. No offense. But the racer likes the Gen 1. The all-around guy in aesthetics and some racers like the Gen 2. It's a better ride. It handles well. You can build it to be a road race car. You can build it to be a drag car. You can build it to be a car show thing. So you can do whatever. What's the difference between dry and wet sump? Google that shit. You missed the super chat, which was the last question I had about intercooler first. So understand this, guys. I'm probably not going to get to all your chats if there's a lot of people on. So please do me a favor. If you do decide to do a super chat, I appreciate it. But it is not a guarantee that I'm going to get to it. I love you guys. It is not a guarantee that I'm going to get to it. Does running lines to the intercooler first still stand if there's just water in the lines, no ice tank? Oh my God. You did not listen to me. Donnie DeVille, you literally didn't listen. Hey everyone on the chat. Did I answer this question? Everyone on the chat, did I answer this question? Sorry for asking again almost every week, but update on the search. Why do you think I need a clutch right now? Why do you think I need a clutch right now? At what point have I said I need a clutch right now? Oof. Can't keep some LTLS nomenclature straight, but nose bearing journal size differences in a Coyote. Just a matter of what you focus on. I know LS3, but if you're going to ask me about LQ shit, 48, 53, old 57, 62, 62 supercharged, LSA, there's LT, LS, Coyote is Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3. I don't understand what's so difficult about that. Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3. That's it. You're talking about LS, LT, 9, 3. Fuck. Crazy. What was the deleted message? Okay. At this point, if you have some time, reliable YouTube channel can show you how to install and everything, a fuel system for 1600. Yes, I answered the question, and I answered it thoroughly. And he goes and says, "Oh, you missed my super chat. You missed my super chat, Alex. You didn't answer my question." Yes, I did. You just are not listening. Yeah, and I went into a long thought process of it too. Alex's logic sounded legit to me. I'm not going to repeat it. I literally answered the question, and he gets, Hey, orale, I put in a super chat. You missed it. Oh, a super chat that you typed in after I already answered the question thoroughly? Joseph is an empath. I can see it in your eyes that your clutch is slipping. Like, hey, Alex, did you find a shop to install your cam and head jet? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Only two things that suck about the Gen 2 are hood rot and front bumper clips breaking. Yeah, you're right. The Gen 2 Mustang 15 to 17 bumper clips break, and everyone has that little button, and the hood rot, same as Gen 1. Truck Coyotes are slightly different, but are fundamentally the same exactly. Digging the shirt, my homie. Yeah, I got this shirt from a guy at TX2K. This guy with like he had an army bag, like duffel bag thing, and he was just selling shirts out of it, and I'm like, yo, I want two of them. Badass. LS engines are weirdly close to LG HD TV people. Rewatch the stream and you'll hear it. LS guy here, I can't even keep up with all the damn LS engine codes. They have more than a Honda. I will do the fuel system for $1,200. I generally get $500 for a fuel system. I will do the fuel system for $1,200. We pay you to say our name, Alex. P.S. We should be together too. Right. I mean, it is interesting that there are a lot of stands here.
Dear mister, I'm too good to call and write my fan.
Replay the video and find the answer you're looking for. Question. Oh my God. Coyote Productions went in on like a paragraph. But let's see. Question because stage 3. Oh, Ben Calamer, stage 3. Jesus Christ. Full bolt on. 410 gear, E85 dyno, 449 horsepower on a Mustang dyno stock MT82. Summer air. Later dyno, same setup with the Ben Calamer stage 3, 273 gear, 406. What's the question? So you had 410 gears, E85, made 449 wheel, 373s, and a Ben Calamer Chase 3, 406. What does it trap in the quarter mile? So what if you put dry ice in the air filter housing? Alex, did you find someone to fix the roof leak on on the leak you'll have in 2026. Did you get a care package yesterday? Was supposed to arrive Friday? Yes, the stickers and stuff. I just don't have time, guys. I wish you guys saw my schedule. I get it. You know, you guys think I like live at Power by the Hour. I have such a crazy busy life that I don't have time. I just don't have time to go to Power by the Hour and just pick up a package. I just don't. By the time they close, I'm done. Like if I leave here at 4:30, right? I work and they're open till 5 o'clock. I hit traffic and it takes me 45 to 50 minutes to get to Power by the Hour with traffic. So by the time I get there, they're long gone. Saturday and Sunday, they're not open. So I'm not going to leave in the middle of the day to get a package and come back, which takes me an hour. And then my ticket queue is ridiculous. I work at 7 to 4:30 or 5 every day. And after that, I either do live streams or videos or podcast stuff. I don't have time. So, and I don't want to give you my home address because I don't want to ship here. So I'll get it when I get it. The dealership replaced my hood rod at no charge on my Gen 2. The GM is dumb like that. They have a zillion variants of the same engines for different applications. Ford has 3 generations in trucks and cars, right? Gen 1 truck, 11 to 14. Gen 1 Mustang, 11 to 14. Gen 2 truck, 15 to 17. Gen 2 Mustang, 15 to 17. Gen 3 truck, 18 to current. Actually, Gen 3 truck, 18 to 20. Gen 3 Mustang is still current. So Gen 3 truck changed in 2021. They have that valve delete stuff. So it's a taller, it's a spacer on the head, basically. Osman Conde says, thanks for the great knowledge, and I really appreciate it. You got it, brother. Nah, just got it. Mail sucks, homie. You got it. How much power will my car make? It's gray. Boy, that's exactly like what the questions feel like on Peasant Chat. And you know what I started noticing in my podcast that I'm conscious of now? I strain my voice on the podcast, dude. Like, I have a microphone. So I don't know why I would always strain my voice. If you guys listen to the podcast stuff, you're like, Alex is straining his voice. And then I always have headaches when I'm done with the show. And then the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've like taken my time, gotten closer to the mic, talked like a normal person, because then I don't have a headache at the end of the show. You answered my question perfectly. It's my fault for not clarifying that I won't be running an ice tank unless I am at the track. Mainly just street driving. I love your bicho cojones. I love that shit. I love you guys. P.O. Box. You're right. A P.O. Box is probably the best way to do it. Looking forward to listening to the podcast. Can you post when it goes live? Thanks for the constant great content. I do on the Alex Flores page on Facebook. But what I will do is this. I will go out of my way to make sure that I upload. Oh, you mean the Cooper Baghetti stuff? Yeah. When Cooper Baghetti gives me a heads up and it goes live, I'll give you a heads up and we'll go ahead and let you know. And I'll post it on my story. I'll post it on Instagram. Look, the comments might be negative because they don't like me as YOLO douchebag or whatever the hell that they think I am. But I actually explained in the podcast why I slowly phased away from that situation. Is it better to port the Gen 1 or Gen 2 heads? Gen 2. I see Gen 1 feels like it was not as good as Gen 2. Just curious. Gen 2. And if you can find a Boss 302 head, even better. Gray is faster than gray, Gray versus Grey. Truck 50 also has the belt drive oil pump in the 21, I believe. Correct. So Truck F-150 is already on Gen 4. So yeah, Truck F-150 is already Gen 4 in 2021 and up. It's a Gen 4. And the S650 in 2024 will be Gen 4. Totally different block. I don't know about cylinder head design or anything like that, but the block is totally different. I saw that you have a video on the 4-inch stuff for the S197 that can be used as a reference for S550. It's hard to find an in-depth video. I don't think so. I'd love to be able to film someone installing my 4 Innovations fuel system, or me doing it, but god damn it, that's going to take me a weekend. And I don't have that time. I need to find someone that's willing to do it for me. Question, why did we dyno so low? Where might we have lost horsepower? Trap C117? Okay, so Coyote Productions, did you trap the same on the new setup than on the old setup? Did you trap the same on the new setup than the old setup? Hey Alex, big fan.
Dear mister, I'm too good to call and write my fan.
Alex, have you ever had a creepy fan just walk up to you while working on your garage? That would irritate me. Not a fan, but so when I open my garage, let's be honest. let's say you live in a complex. And there's some cars that are like badass, but there's not like a lot of badass cars. And I have my garage door open, and I'm not trying to brag, but I'm just telling you, let's say you as a car enthusiast see a blue GT500 that just sounds ridiculous, 0901, and me wrenching on the Fox body. Wouldn't you go like, what the fuck? So I understand why they say hi. But I would say, what the fuck? But I wouldn't bother them. I go, hey, man, love your cars, or hey, big, whatever. But people just come up and chit chat. And I'm like, got grease on my shit. My face is covered up. My hands are black. And these guys are like, what's up, man? And I'm like, I'm working, dude. Like, leave me the fuck alone. I am not here to chit chat, especially with strangers. Coyote Austin says, finally moving into a house with a 2-car garage. Finally. No more Mustang being parked outside. Michael Mara says, hey, Alex, if I remember correctly, when you were running headers with stock catback on your white Gen 3, how loud was it? Just curious because I'd like to do the same without pissing off my neighbors. It was actually pretty tolerable. It had a tinny sound to it at high RPMs, so I would definitely opt for a quieter system. Coyotes are loud. Cooper said he heard me from a block away or what. These things are fucking loud. I go, and I have a MagnaFlow Street Series. That one guy 7 with the real questions. Where is he? I don't see anything. Okay. S650, you mean S550 and a half. Correct. So boring. It's new Ford. It's trash. I agree. 100%. I agree. What are you working on? Followed by a story about back in the day. I had a guy. So in this complex, what we have here a lot of is people that work at a place called Frenchman's Creek, which is a, actually, you know what? I've literally never seen a map of it. Let me see what Frenchman's Creek looks like. So, I think it's like it's a beach club. Okay, let's zoom in. Let's enhance. Frenchman's Creek. Okay, so is there a, can I drop the little homie in here or what? I guess I can't. How come I don't have a whatever view? Oh, that's weird. You would think I'd have like a satellite view or something like that. Dang, it doesn't even let me zoom in. What is going on here? Let me see if I can get a satellite view. Frenchman's Creek. Wow, why did it do that? Oh, here we go. That's why, because maybe I misspelled it. Maybe I misspelled it. Oh yeah, that's what it was. I misspelled it because I'm stupid. Okay. Oh no, there we go. Okay, so layers. So, what the hell am I looking at? Frenchman's Creek, Palm Beach, Juneau, Seminole Golf Club. Oh gosh, well it's showing this as a Frenchman's Creek. What the hell is this? Frenchman's Creek Drive. Whatever. Anyway, it's a resort. So this kid is from South Africa. So he's white. And he comes up to me and goes, hey, and this was when I was installing the BL Fab kit on my white Mustang. And he's like, wow, that looks amazing. I have a car that runs 7 seconds. So I'm thinking 0 to 60, right? And he's like, no, a quarter mile. And I'm like, here we go. So he said, so I said, so you have a 1,200 horsepower car in South Africa? He's like, yeah. And I said, okay, what's the 60 foot? And he's like, 2.5. And I went, 60 foot? And he's like, yeah. And I'm done. I just don't care anymore. Michael Mayer says, I just wait until you get an old head that walks up and wants to talk to you. Say, young blood, what's on the dash? Right. What's up, young blood? How fast your car? I'm like, what? What's your dash say? Well, my GT500 says 200 and so does the Corvette. But the notch says 85. You hovered over the beach club several times, I guess. But the problem is it doesn't give me I want to see it. Frenchman's Creek Country Club. Okay, let's see it. Oh, Jesus. Look at this thing. Okay. Look at this thing. Wow. Is there like, can I plop little homie in there? No, I can't plop the little homie in there. What is this? Are these photos? Let me see. Can I take what is this? Can I plop the homie in there? I can't plop the homie in there. Oh! What the fuck is happening here, son? Can I get more pictures? How do you get more pictures? Damn. Oh, shit. Some dude, like, walked around the joint. Okay. Wait, some Google employee walked around the joint? That's weird. That's not weird at all. Where else can I go? Can I go this way? Yeah, I can go this way. Okay. Oh, look at that. I can walk around the motherfucker. Wow, look at that. So, yeah, they were, like, what happens is Frenchman's Creek buys or rents apartments here, and people from all over the world come here and work. So Colombian girls, African girls, I mean, like, top shelf liquor stuff. So if you are a dirty pig, you can just sit here and smash girls from the rest of the world if you know how to play your cards right. You know what I'm saying? Why do people get so hung up on dyno numbers? People up north get higher numbers. Exactly. That's the question everyone asks with top speed. I don't know. I'm not a dumbass. People can upload that, not necessarily Google. Gotcha. I can hear Beethoven playing right now. The day I learned to shut up and start listening, my life got infinitely better. Alex is trespassing right now. I usually avoid car talk. Boy, I'm going to see more of that Frenchman's Creek place. Shit. It's really bad. How do you go back? How do you go back? The back button, dumbass. Okay. So what do you want to see? Where we want little homie to be at? Golf course? No. Inside? Look at the pool. Oh, let's look at the pool, bro. Oh my, could you imagine? I'm gonna go to Frenchman. Oh my lord. Oh, what's going on? Oh, that's weird. Damn. Oh, I could just zoom in on people's faces. Oh, okay. I was gonna say this is definitely some kind of Google situation. Damn. So basically, this club rents out like a whole building and has people just stuffed in there. A bus picks them up and they're the servants. Yeah, they wear this uniform right here. They wear this shit. Where are you, homie? Come on, where you at? Anyway, they wear like the beige pants, and they basically just work there and just kind of hang out. And you can smash Colombian chicks that come here every year. Every year you get a new batch of Colombian girls, and then you'll be like, oh, you just came home from Frenchman's Creek? 1314 says 220, so top speed must be 220. Were the 2015 Z06 any good? Fuck do I know. Wow, I just learned you can plop homie in there. 2560 foot run sevens. That thing must light off like a missile at 330. Yeah, my father works for SpaceX, and we have a Raptor engine in the back. Rocket engine. Travel guide thought this was a peasant chat. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. The staff from the menu chat buying tickets as we speak. 7.5 pesos. You're bald. So yeah, like a lot of people did come up to me and stuff. And what I would love to do is just to get a house and be left alone. But I don't need a house. You know, like I know once I get a house, I'm gonna have to fuck with the roof, the lawn, the trees. Just like everything is me, and I just want to work on the car. So I have to be able to afford me like having a handy dude come in here and do the shit. I'm not gonna work on the fucking house unless I have to. You know what I mean? But I've owned 2 homes and it was awful doing the floors, doing the walls, painting this and that. So I'm not opposed to overpaying a little bit to have something not turnkey, because there's no such thing as a house that's turnkey, but as turnkey as possible. Meaning AC works, all the light, plumbing, roof is intact. If it has a pool, that's working. Cool, but I am not looking to become Mr. Handyman in that situation. Like, not at all. Fuck all that bullshit. He definitely has 150 on the dash. 2015 Z06, no. They had a few heat soak issues from like, aim for like 17. Pay Pedro 120 a month for the lawn. I agree. 100%. Unless you're not tracking it or racing, then 2015 with heat exchanger should be okay. Unless you're not tracking it or racing it. I didn't know that. Hey, I exactly have a maintenance fan. That's funny. I guess I didn't know that 2015 Z06s had heat soak issues. What changed between 15 and 17 that made them less prone to heat soak? Did they have a better heat exchanger? If that's the case, why not just get a better heat exchanger? Is the blower the same? Is all that stuff the same? Because if all that stuff's the same and it's heat soak, it's your intercooler system that's a problem. Unless you're okay, what do you got? If we added 20 CFM from Boss Head port, what might we add in horsepower? No idea. You're talking to a guy that sees data logs from guys that have a trumpet style intake. They have VMSs in the back only, foundries in the front, no interior. So if I ever got myself a guy that says, I am willing to remove these Coyote heads from my Boss 302, put them on a CNC program, add 20 CFM, reinstall them on the same tune, and see the difference. Oh my God, awesome. But who the fuck is willing to do that? Who the fuck's willing to do that? Not a lot of people. Can you ask the handyman who works on your pipe? Get Turvey to do your house maintenance. Good rate. Alex starts a YouTube channel, the Lawn Channel. Actually, Junior is like super psycho about lawn maintenance. And it could be OCD related. Like, he builds Lego cars. Like, if you ever caught me putting Legos together, I have zero patience, because the way I think is, let's make money. Let's make money. I don't need my mind to be, my brain, which I don't have much, but my brain waves to be flattened and relaxed by doing slow, methodical building of anything. I want shit done now. Let's go. Let's get after it. Let's make money. That's the way I look at things. Sorry I'm late. Did I miss Nick Cole's 6-second pass? They upgraded the intercooler on 17, but still slow for the price. Alex, look for the E-Ray video from Tuesday's live. What was the source of the video? So there's a bunch. So E-Ray video. Better than the Z06. I will copy paste it on here. Here we go. Copy paste it on. Oh my god. Oh my god. I hate that. Why does the browser just take a sweet fucking time loading? Here you go. I put it on the chat. There's the video, because I love you. Turvey is working on its 4.6 lawnmower as we speak. I follow Junior for the lawn content. My buddy has a 15 with 5,000 miles that sits in the garage. He's been talking about selling it, so that's why I asked. Interesting. Oh, Z06? I don't think I'd buy a supercharged C7 Z06 because it's not super impressive. It's a nice car. It's a beautiful car. Ian Martha has one. But it isn't something I would say, let's go fast in it. It's something that says it is beautiful and nice and quick. But it's not something I would go, oh, I want to gap motherfuckers in this. No, not at all. Alex's favorite type of weed is cocaine. The 352 powered weed eater. Do a BTS video with a bunch of clips of people coming up so we can have a good laugh. Heading to Miami for the first time. Let's see if it's as good as Alex says. When the fuck did I say Miami's good? I know I won't miss Denver 32-degree weather, but what's your restaurant, Alex? Need some recommendations. Arturo Hermosillo. Just go to Brickell. Do yourself a favor. Go to Brickell for a little bit. Some people might say, oh, that's bullshit. Brickell sucks. Just go to Brickell. Because if you go anywhere else, you're going to get You need to find like locals that live in Miami. And if you follow some of the Instagram stuff where people literally show you Miami's favorite foods or their favorite restaurants in Miami, go to Instagram and type in Miami food spot, and you will have a ton of Instagram people showing you what to get, when to get it, where to get it, best brunch, best breakfast, best dinner, best drinks, best rooftop bars. So you can do that. But in my opinion, Brickell is a good place to start. Search bar Google and exactly. I literally Googled it and it was right there. They're really fun to drive. Only lawns so you can show them all the bush. I wouldn't buy anything GM Gen 5. Okay, what's Gen 5? Like, I don't know what Gen 5 is on GM stuff. Like, I have no freaking idea. The reason I bought the LS9, it's funny to hear some of the comments from people. They say, Alex is now an LS guy because I bought one LS vehicle. I bought something that I compared to like a Viper, right? The ZR1, in my opinion, horsepower-wise and performance-wise, is on par with Gen 5 Viper stuff. The Gen 5 Viper is probably a better track-oriented vehicle, and it's probably better overall because it has 600 horsepower NA, But in terms of performance, the ZR1 was on par. And I was like, I can afford a ZR1 a lot easier than I can afford a Gen 5 Viper. And I got it. And I was very happy. And I'm now modifying it to become a like 4-second 60 to 130 car and a mid to high 9-second stick car that I can just drive and be a happy guy with the 85 and just live my life. So you see people, I think, that probably watched the early YOLO douchebag stuff and negated the last 5 years of live streams. Like it doesn't even exist in their mind. And they're like, see, this guy was a fucking homo Coyote guy. Now he's an LS guy. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Those people are, again, people that are in this head in the sand 100%. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do with people like that? Currently using SCTX4 on my 13 GT500. I want to get a Lund 2 on the next mod. Should I look for an N-Gauge or just get an RTD Plus on Lund Racing website? If you can find an unlocked or unlockable Lund Racing N-Gauge with a good functioning cable, that would be your best bet in my opinion. Few more weeks till I get my Dark Horse logo. I'm going to hit up JLT for 2 plastic wavy tubes. It's that blue. Just curious. It is nice. It's that blue. Just curious. That's all. The blower on the 15s, really weak. Need Kong Magnuson blower to really wake it up. LS9 was the latest and greatest of all LS engines, right? I think so. I'm not sure, though. Someone would say the LS3, when I worked at a hot rod shop in Houston, the LS3 was put in everything. Like the LS3 was put in everything. And I was like kind of blown away that they were put in everything. So I was like, oh, okay. And then, it drove well. It wasn't awesome, but it drove well. I just think that it, in terms of LS3 stuff, LS9 stuff, what's after that was better? I don't know. I didn't really mess with much LS9 stuff at the hot rod shop, but LS3 stuff was all over the place. So it's a nice little motor, especially if you cam head and chop it up real nice. But LS9, in my opinion, they say you can make 1,000 wheel with a stock bottom end, cam head, Z85, and a bunch of boost. So I'm like, all right, I'm in. I love Vipers, but their prices have gone crazy. Yeah, they've gone a little silly. You're allowed to like more than one brand. Right. Well, I think it's because I talk so much shit on LS guys. Right. And I did it as a character. And I think those guys took offense. Like LS guys, I think, and not the LS guy, like the CTSV guy didn't get mad at me. Neither did the Corvette guy. It's the 4853 guy. The guy that's broke, puts his exhaust out his fenders, puts a 250 shot on a stock 4.8 and wonders why it doesn't go 7s. That's the guy that gets mad at me. Yesterday's Alex is not today's Alex. Alex, did you see Street Outlaws Chuck went Coyote Twin Turbo? Chuck Seitzinger, I think's his name. The more he talks, the more I like him. He's like, I want a Coyote swap the world. And I'm like, boy, you're saying all the right shit. He understands that with Coyotes, you can make a shitload of power. And at that level, even though the car that he shows, he says is a street car, that's a 7-second car, no problem. Like easy 7-second car. You could just tell. But it's more of a street race oriented thing. With a big tank in the back, the Hoosiers, the Glide, the whole 9 yards. But he can cruise that motherfucker anywhere. And that's how you should build, in my opinion, a badass notch. Bias it to have street mannerisms, meaning a lot of weight in the back. Twin turbo is the way to go, probably, and a Glide is probably the way to go. And that car gaps. So a lot of people that look at his car are probably like, they stick to the LS thing. But if you get into a Coyote and you understand how the power potential on a Coyote at that level, I understand. You want to go 3s in the 8th, you got to get Billy badass stuff. But if you want to live in the low 5s or high 4s in the 8th and have it to be streetable, last a long time, and an easy build, there is nothing easier than a Power Glide, twin turbo Coyote with a Billy badass rear end setup to bias it for street racing. That's going to be so much fun. You can drive it to the track if it's a built Coyote. Go with your Glide, run 550s or high 4s, drive it back home, and street race motherfuckers along the way. Do an air-to-air situation, E85, and just live a happy life. LS base Gen 5. Okay. Wikipedia has all the Gen years of the LS. Gen 5 is 2013 to present, apparently. Found an N-Gauge with 2 indexes is Lund Racing. Should be good to go, right? Dude wants 400. Street Scene. Take that N-Gauge's serial number and tell him to send you a picture of the tuning status screen. Send us an email. And we have to look it up to see if it's unlockable or not. Any LS variant makes as much sense to me as Honda K Series talk. Agreed. Only people worse than LS guys are diesel guys. I agree. I'm a peasant and this is my favorite channel. People getting upset over brands just goes to show you how well the marketing works. I love that he was like, don't be dumb. You can just put that motor in and make power. Right. Chuck Seitzinger, you could tell he's a hothead, but I like that about him. I like guys that wear their emotions on their sleeve. I don't like guys that bottle anything in because they just go postal one day. But Chuck gets it. And Chuck's a Ford guy. Chuck was a Honda guy, if I'm not mistaken. Then he went Ford stuff, has a very fast, all-out big block situation. I think it's Ford powered, or it could be a small block Ford twin turbo with a big tire. I don't know. But once he started talking Coyote stuff, and I think he did the right thing. He bought someone else's project. It's a Holly 2. And did you hear how it starts? It actually starts extremely well. Chicka, chicka, chicka. I'm like, oh, who's tuning that? They did a really good job. The LT5 is a C70162 with a 26 port and direct injection. The LT5 is a C701 62 with a 2650 port and direction. Port and also has both port and direct. So it's like a Coyote. Excellent. Ignacio Ramirez says, the next car I buy is either a ZL1 or an S550. Won't be doing anything crazy. Boost the S550 and done. ZL1 stays stock. Why am I just noticing Alex's shirt? I don't know. GT350 intake manifold. It sounds insane. I love the fact that Chuck gets after. And yeah, look, if you are into the Coyote world, you'll see that thing you just, let's say you have a stock head, stock cam, nothing ported, nothing, but a bottom end that is built by FFRE, TKM, RPG, Wonder Racing. And the bottom end can hold 12 to 1500 horsepower. You get yourself a set of FIC 2150s or ID 2000s, a Glide, twin turbo, 9-inch rear end, mini tub. Like, I could do that with my notch, but then what the fuck? That's $100,000. But that car will be so reliable, so fast, so streetable that you almost don't really need much else. Like a Glide twin turbo Coyote that makes 1500 wheel is dumb fast. ZL1 is so badass. I have to say, hard choice, boosted Gen 2 or bone stock ZL1. But let's be honest, you ain't leaving that boy stock. Where'd you get the defund the EPA? This was some guy was literally in a parking lot in his duffel bag selling them at Texas 2K. Alex t-shirt is anti-cookie. High Rise 850 says, I have an unlockable London gauge for sale, already unlocked. I stay in Tallahassee, Florida. What do you mean it's already unlocked? What do you mean it's already unlocked? I have to check you on that, High Rise. What do you mean it's already unlocked? You called Lund, requested an unlock file, and didn't tune it? I have to check you on that. Because we only unlock N gauges to people that are going to get it tuned. We don't sell or give away random unlocks without a tune in place. So if you were to say, I got a Lund Racing N gauge, okay, buy a tune, we'll unlock it. So if you unlocked it and didn't tune your car, that scenario doesn't exist. If you got an unlock, you flashed the car. Hey, Alex, I have a 2.3 EcoBoost. Never mind. Good morning. I sent Cooper your clip of saying you'll be on his show. Did he ever hit you up? Oh, my Lord. Refund the EPA, right? Chupapi Muñeño says bend over. Michael Day says, ran carb stroker Cleveland's forever, but building a TKM prep Coyote with an 8.8, so ready to go faster. Austin, you're right. High Rise grammar is sus too, right? Hey, Alex, I'm curious what's needed to run turbos on a carb car. CSU carb. So I thought about doing that for the Fairmont. The Fairmont to me is probably going to be that. It's probably going to be a Glide car with twin turbos and a carbureted Coyote. So if you look up a CSU carburetor, they sell blow-through applications, and you talk to them, and hopefully they don't charge you $300 for a rebuild just to replace two gaskets, and sticking floats. But Typically, if you hit up CSU, they seem to be the blow-through experts on carburetor stuff. Saludos from Aruba. Oh my God, says Melissa. I called Lund and verified it through email. Yes. You called Lund. You called Lund. So, High Rise. What's your name? I'll look you up right now. I will look you up right now. Because nobody unlocks an N-gauge and then doesn't tune it. So, what's your name? I'll look you up right now. And I'll verify it for you. Maybe we can make a sale. Jesus, I don't remember my password half the time. Okay, so yeah, tell me your name, buddy. Like, go ahead, tell me your name, and I'll verify everything, and then we should be good to go. Because if you requested an unlock and did not tune your car, that's weird. That's weird. That's funny. I emailed you, and Dakota sent me back an email saying it was unlocked and ready for a tune. So check away. I don't know who you are. And Dakota doesn't do unlocks. I think it's only Devin and Nardi and Junior. Yeah, I'm going to check because I don't know your name. Where did he get the Lund phone number? Right. We don't have a phone number. You in trouble now. Bend over. Oh, let's go. Where are we? High Rise. Email dummy. What's your email? You said you called Lund. This is what call means. This is what call means. Let me see. What's his name? What's the email, though? Bro, let's go. ¿Cómo se llama? Lund device name. Lund device name. Right. Give me the Lund serial number, bro. I'll find it. Oh, okay. Here we go. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Look, I'm waiting. I need your name or your email, and I'll look you up in the system. And if you in fact have a unlock, I'll say, hey guys, buy a unlock from Homeboy, and you should be good to go. Because I'll verify that you have a unlocked N-gauge untuned, and that's fine. But I've literally never heard of that happening. Dude is gone. No, he's not gone. Man gave his info to Whoosh and B. Stop it. Alex on that fraud alert mode. Look, I'm not saying he's wrong, but I want to verify. Email. Again, he says email. Oh, so check my email? Okay. So let's go to my email. Let's see who you are. Because my email is ydbtforlife@gmail.com. You know what I'm saying? Oh, come on. Let's go. Sign in. Oh my God, I need 50-step verification. I hate that shit. I mean, it's good. It's good that they confirm who I am, but it's like, Jesus Christ. Oh my God, my fingerprint. You want a sperm sample too? Jesus. Jizz on the phone. What the fuck is happening here, dude? Oh, that's why. I'm on the wrong one. I'm checking because I want to make sure if you guys can get a great deal on unlocked N-gauge, should be good to go. There we go. I'm signed in here. Nope, I don't have an email from you. Why don't I have an email? I was hoping I'd have an email from you. Okay, so I don't see anything. Nope. Sorry, brother. I love you, High Rise. I had a complete coverage set for my 14 Mustang and sold it and did not get the tune. I still have the N-gauge ready. Complete Cobra Jet system. I mean, he typed all that and didn't give me a name to verify it. So we're done. I love you. I can't do anything. I asked you for a name or email. It's weird that I got it for a Ford GT and then sold it and bought a 19 and don't get a tune because I have a warranty. What the fuck is he? Say your name. What is your name? I can verify that you were sent an unlock and then you can sell your N-gauge. Your name, please. Alex, Nardi sent me an unlock file too. I haven't ordered a tune yet, but I'm not selling my N-gauge. Oh, right, that's what I'm saying. He called Denal Racing, not Lund. Admiral Peck is going to buy it from High Rise. How long have I been on, dude? You know what's funny? I think I went on too early. I was supposed to go on at 9:30, and I think I went on at 9 like a psycho. But hey, whatever. The earlier, the better. Just get it out of the way and be done with it. Check your spam, right? No, thank you. Steve Schluckenberg is his name. It's like asking a girl where she wants to eat. Peasants being peasants backpedaling. I called Ariana Grande and she said she's not going to keep it. Phew. He said his name is Turvy. All right, I think it's been an hour and a half already, so it's pretty much going downhill. Barrett Turvy. So I'm going to get out of here. Today I'm going to try to do... today I'm hoping that Joe can come down and sell and get the truck picked up, get it out of my life, and hopefully I'll get a little bit of video of that. Nothing crazy. I'm not gonna put him on the spot because we don't need that. But the truck is gonna be sold today. I'm still gonna be in the market potentially for an SUV, big V8 SUV, but then I'm also thinking, should I just bank the money and wait and then get into a house later in the year, just have a bunch of cash saved up and see how all that goes. Probably gonna do that. So we'll see how all that goes. All right, I'm out of here. Thanks again for hanging out with me for a little bit. Be on the lookout for the Cooper Spaghetti podcast. They're going in on him. Be on the lookout for the Cooper Spaghetti podcast on Bogetti Studios on YouTube. We talked for about 3 hours. Hopefully he's able to pare that down to something that makes sense for him. And hopefully you guys can watch it. People can, get a sense of who I am. And I think you guys will appreciate the conversation because it was super chill. Like it was like a bro, like we've known each other for a while. So we should be good to go. All right, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys Tuesday for Talking Shit. I will upload this episode as fast as YouTube can put it up on Spotify, Podbean, and all your favorite streaming devices and podcast listening devices. And then I'll try to upload about 10 more episodes. So I'm probably going to do that first. I'm probably going to upload the 10 episodes from the past. Then this one last, so it pops up first on that feed. And you guys can have literally 10 more hours of podcast listening content for your pleasure. All right, guys, I'm out of here. See you guys later. See you Tuesday. Be on the lookout for the Bogetti Studios podcast that I did with them yesterday. See you later. Bye.